Alright guys, let's make sure I'm recording. There we go. I brought you over to wegamers right now because there's something I use as a resource. This is going to be my monster hunting guide, as the title says. The best piece of advice I can give you, and thank you, shout out to evilafter for sharing this. Each monster you fight will have a weakness to either magic or physical damage. And so this list is all for free to play. I'll change it up for pay to play if I have something that does more damage than one of the units in here. For example, I don't have a high level incinerator or elementalist or ice queen, but I added it to try to do the best I can, and I've been working on Demon Hunter right now because he's in a lot of these, and I guess he's really good for monster hunts. But definitely, it's in wegamers. Definitely go check it out. I'm trying to figure out how to get out of here on this. You go from chat to this flag up here, and it's at the bottom. He also has a familiar guide that you can go over, and I'll probably show that in my familiar video. I can't flip this because it's my computer, so I can't see the long ways, so I can't zoom in. But that's the Monster Hunter guide and the familiar guide here. Now I'll open. Oop, it crashed. Did it crash? I crashed. So with monster hunts, I saved up my energy for this. The first thing, if you're pay to play, it's nice to have the monster hunt gear. It gives me a lot of extra energy. Let me click on monster and show you. 2,000 extra, about 1,000 extra energy, which is not too shabby considering most of it's pretty low. I don't even have a helmet or a weapon, main hand weapon, because they're level 60. And this is the only thing I have up above green, is the mace, and that gives me extra damage boost. So, when hunting monsters, you guys know that they're easier the lower the level, they're harder the higher the level. It also takes a lot more resources to get to the higher level ones. I myself generally will do, I'll hit a level 4 monster when I'm max energy, if I can find one. I won't do the maggots because their loot sucks. I'm looking for, what I look for when I pick my monsters is the gear that they drop, the materials for making gear that they drop. And I like the Blackwing set much more than I like the maggot set, so I try to get a level 4 monster, but I'll just do level 1s for now because I can't find one. It helps the guild out too to get the guild chests and everything. When you monster hunt, I have to open up wegamers in my tablet because I don't want the game to crash again, so give me a second. You want to follow that list that I posted earlier with the picture. Great, this isn't signed in. Oh god. Could you look at that picture in wegamers for the monster hunt? Okay. T-Star sucks now. This will show in the video and everyone will know. Blackwing. Oh, it's physical? That's what I go off of. I just use physical for it. Okay. So with that list, I can't pull it up now. I'm afraid it'll crash my game again. We'll have more wait time. I put in, if it's physical, I put in the physical guys that I have. And if they're in the group, you definitely want to include them. And don't put in tanks. Don't put in healers, especially for level 1s. everyone in the guild should be long past having to attack with monsters with healers at level 1. When you get a little bit higher, I put in, especially for the magic ones, I put in the guys with a little bit of extra heals, but also do DPS. And you really don't have a choice with free to play. You have to use Prima Donna to keep your troops alive, to hopefully do more damage. Scarlet and oh yeah, Trickster. Trickster's physical. I keep forgetting that. I keep thinking he's magic. So this is my attack with my Monster Hunter gear on for level 1, utilizing the troops that, all physical troops, even ones that are a little tiny bit weaker than my best troops in my group, such as the Demon Slayer and Scarlet Bolt. I haven't leveled up all for gear yet. I'll show you guys a hit, and then I'm gonna rearrange my party to do my normal, like, balanced team 60%. It's pretty good. And I got 10k wood. I don't hunt level 1 monsters that often because I require a lot more resources than they can provide, and speed ups are a lot more important to me this late in the game. People talk about me in chat. Just gotta wait for him to get back. And I'm gonna pick a different monster because it's gonna give me 40% either way. So we'll go to this monster. I'll link the one I just attacked so others can finish him off. And then I'm gonna go to this monster and show what damage goes on if you don't focus on physical and you add in even your stronger magic users. And I always have Tracker in there because she's awesome. Unless it's against magical, I guess. But these troops have a higher might, and they're going in, and I'm going to show you what happens when you do lower might or higher might, but not all physical, against monster that's weak to physical. Also, it's good to note that this info panel here tells you what he's strong against or weak against. Any monster will have that. And even with more might and better heroes, I'm down to 26%. That's how much magic defense he has. So hopefully that's been insightful. There's really not much else to go into. Just like any other aspect of heroes, you want to equip them with the best gear you can get for them at the time, for their level, and monster hunting's a little bit more complicated because some enemies are vulnerable to physical damage, some enemies are vulnerable to magical damage, so you kind of need two groups. My rule of thumb, up until you can afford to level up a whole second group, is to focus on a mix. My first group to level was Big Guy, Tracker, Prima Donna, Black Crow, and Scarlet Bolt. I didn't do Rose Knight until I got her later in the game. I didn't do Trickster until much later, and I only leveled him up to 58 because I'm increasing his rank, his color, whatever you want to call that. I'm not sure. Using medals, and I figured he'll give me a little bit of extra might if I wanted to use him in arena or something. But I'm glad I did level him up because he is good against monsters that are weak to physical damage. But that's about it. Try not to use tanks Tanks have less damage, even if they are physical. Try to focus on mainly DPS. Tracker's one of the best, especially for monsters that are weak to physical DPS, because she's got such a large nuke. And that's it. Hunting monsters, I guess I'll go into a little bit more detail about the bigger monsters. I can't find the level 4 one, which is what I usually hunt. But the level 3s, they can give up to blue materials for crafting their armor. So it's very important to try to coordinate with the rest of the guild, and we should start being able to kill level 2s more regularly to get green items and better loot, higher speed ups, more gems, and shields. They take a little bit more energy, but the rewards can be a lot better. And even up to level 4, the level 4 monsters give out purple loot, and like 24-hour speed ups. Because I can't find one right now, I can't show you. But this is really a really good hunting one. But those, I'm gonna need to get a purple one of these. I need to get 16, something close to 100 of these. Whereas if I am attacking level 4 and a purple drops for me, you know, it took a lot less energy to get that purple than it would have to get all whites going all the way up. So I'll talk to everyone later and see what they think about monster hunting. But in the near future, I'd like to adjust and start trying to attack. I'm not going to do this right now. Start to attack level 2 monsters and maybe even level 3 if we have enough people that have done level 3 monster hunting in their research. And I guess while I'm on the topic, this was mostly for heroes, but while I'm on the topic, I guess I'll go into monster hunt research as it's kind of connected. The most important ones are actually these. These have the biggest boost in the end. Number 2 if you can get down there. But until you get there, these are all good for monster hunt, to level up for monster hunting. They'll help you out a lot. They'll let you hunt more monsters, hunt higher level monsters, and hunt more often. And then, of course, if you want to kill the monsters or just even have bragging rights, monster hunting is probably the most important. And survival tactics is really important too. Aggressive hunter, I'm finding, is only important for the big monsters that cost 1 energy to attack, but you have to attack them a bunch of times, like from the guild bash. Animal handling, I only have this up even for because it's required for lower skills. And hunt recovery is slightly important later on, especially if you are pay to play and you want to try to get more DPS out of your monsters by taking Prima Donna out of your group and adding in a off healer instead of having Prima Donna as a full heal, because she does basically nothing for damage. Such as I have both Witch Stall and Dream Witch off heal, and they make up for not having a healer if I'm attacking a beast that's weak to magic. And I think that's about it for monster hunting. There's some familiars abilities that deal with it, but I don't know them off the top of my head, so I'm not going to spend 5 minutes searching through my monsters. And basically, you want to just make sure you're monster hunting every day. Try not to let your energy get too full if you can. And make sure if you can't finish a monster, you call it out in the guild instead of leaving it. And if another guild takes your monster, make sure to report it to us before taking action against them, because we're not doing war with guilds that we're pretty sure could crush us or are allied with someone that could crush us. currently. And that's about it for monster hunting. Thanks for listening, and have a good night.